Well, hello, my friends. Hi, welcome to day 2 of our abundance challenge. Let's start by recalibration, grounding down, a bit of a meditation, so to speak. So sit up tall. If your legs are crossed right now, maybe uncross your legs for a moment and close your eyes and start with an exhale. Now take a deep inhale, lifting up through your belly, through your chest, through your collarbones. And then exhale, just move your shoulders a little bit, wiggle your shoulders, relaxing your shoulders. Maybe move your head side to side, softening your neck, relaxing your throat. Take another really deep inhale. Fill up your lungs and your belly completely with breath. And open your mouth, big exhale. And one more grounding, feel good, delightful breath in. And big exhale. Yes. It always helps to ground down, even if it's just 3 delightful breaths. Okay, so let's start by I want to remind you and summarize what we did yesterday. So yesterday we talked about expanding your understanding, your perception, and your experience of abundance, right? Expanding it beyond just material wealth and money. And when I refer to abundance and wealth, what I refer to, and I invite you to refer to, is the wealth of joy, the wealth of love, the wealth of creativity, resilience, resourcefulness, the wealth of laughter, right? The wealth of blessings, those moments of synchronicities, miracles, effortless ease, beauty, all of that is multidimensional and multifaceted meaning of the word abundance. And what we also talked about is that abundance or grace is always with us. Abundance surrounds us at all times. And it's a matter of us actually opening our eyes and seeing all this abundance surrounding us. And we talked about recognizing the wealth of joy in a baby's smile, in a child's laughter, right? The wealth of beauty when you go outside, even like Andrea said, you know, the storm, right? Like when the lightning lights up the sky, that's like abundance of something, like the power of Mother Nature, or like a little bit of that beauty that is a little scary but also awe-inspiring, right? The abundance of rain in Houston, Texas, right? All of that is just abundance. And once you start recognizing abundance, you step into the flow. I call it the divine flow of life. Once you see abundance everywhere, more abundance comes into your life and more abundance comes into your experience. We also talked about that energy, everything in this universe, everything in this world is energy. And our thoughts and our emotions have energy too. And we also talked about it's impossible to vibrate or experience fear, depression, anxiety, lack, think lack, focus lack, and experience abundance. So those things, they vibrate at different vibrational level, right? At different energies. So the moment you match the vibration of wealth and abundance, you start experiencing that in your everyday life. So shifting your inner state, right? The moment you catch yourself feeling under the weather, we call it below the line, right? Anything that is worry, self-doubt, fear, anxiety, shame, guilt, jealousy, all of those things, they're very low on the emotional scale, David Hawkins' emotional scale. They're very low vibrational energies, and abundance, love, joy, synchronicity, all of those emotions are vibrating at a much higher vibrational level. So through meditation, through daily excavation, questions, and journaling, you literally get to make a new choice and you get to shift into a different vibrational level. If you're still with me, give me jazz hands. Yes, 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 yes. Awesome. Yeah. I guess this is all I wanted to say, is like kind of like recap of what we talked about yesterday. So today I want to talk about the three universal laws. And those are the laws, the basis of the universe. This is how the universe works. You know what? I think people are texting me because they don't know. Oh no, it's totally different. So today we'll talk about three universal laws. These are the laws and the principles based on which the universe literally works. So once you become aware of these laws, once you apply these laws into your life, I believe that you will experience abundance. Can I just tell you something? Before we even like dive into like the universal laws, so I did the 21-day abundance practice in the beginning of like the end of March, beginning of April, and I told you how all of a sudden all this abundance of clients and creativity and money just started showing up in my life. So when I decided to do this 5-day abundance challenge, I started the preparation like maybe 3 days ago, and let me tell you, like ever since I started doing these meditations and practices again, all this abundance just started flowing into my life. And you can say, oh, Albina, you're just activating your reticular activation system, you're recognizing abundance. But I kid you not, like today, this is the first day we opened our retreat center, our bed and breakfast, and we had all these guests come out of nowhere. And let me tell you, I need that revenue. I need guests to come because we've been shut down for 2 months, right? And like we're rolling out meditation teacher training on Monday, and the yoga teacher training starts in a couple of weeks. And today I had like literally like 10-15 people sign up for these courses. So abundance of clients, abundance of money is coming into my life. And I'm like, you know what, you can say whatever you want, but I truly believe it's because I started doing these practices again. And the reason why I'm telling you this is because I want you to get excited, like expect a miracle. These principles work. If you want the results, you must have the discipline, and the discipline meaning, do your meditation practice every day, do your journaling every day, do what I'm asking you to do. You can do anything for 5 days. Just try it on. And I truly believe that something will happen beyond your understanding, beyond your human understanding. Like the gates of abundance will open up, and abundance and wealth and joy and prosperity and money is going to come to you in avalanches. Like not just trickle, the avalanches of wealth is going to come into your life. Can somebody just like give me like, yay, I want that. Yes, yes, yes. Awesome. Okay. So the three universal laws that we're talking about today is, the first one is called the vacuum law of prosperity. The second one is called the law of circulation. And the third one, is to do with like letting go and forgiveness and letting go of all your grudges and things like that. So let me break them out in more details. And I'm willing to bet that on some intuitive level, you already know these laws. On some intuitive level, you may not be fully conscious or aware of these laws, but you're already incorporating them into your life. So now that you have more awareness and understanding of how these laws work, then you're just going to apply them into your life in a more conscious way. So the first one is the vacuum law of prosperity. And it states like that the universe, Mother Nature, abhors, how do you say it? Abhors vacuum. In other words, like if you go into the woods right now and you rip out a tree from the ground, at some point, sooner or later, that space is gonna fill up with something. It's gonna, new grass, new flowers, new bushes, new trees are gonna grow there with time. Are you with me? So the vacuum does not exist in nature. Vacuum does not exist in this universe at all. Even in the laboratory, even if you were to artificially try to create a vacuum, it's impossible. There are some organisms, some particles that exist even within this artificially created vacuum. So let me tell you, okay, okay, Albina, that's fascinating. I don't really care about the tree trunks in the woods or the lab and artificially created vacuum. How does this apply into my life? Well, let me give you some examples from my life. So back in the day when I used to be less wise and less smart, I would date a guy, and I knew like right away the guy was not the one. But I would date this person because I was bored or lonely. And in my mind, I kept saying, oh, I'm just going to date this guy until I find the right guy. Now, it doesn't work like that. What I didn't understand is that I wasn't going to meet the guy, the love of my life, as long as I was dating this guy who was taking up the space. Are you with me, guys? Does that make sense? So like, this is how the law of the vacuum law of prosperity works. So let me give you another example.
Albina.
Yes.
Are you saying vacuum, like a vacuum?
Yes. Yes, I know I have a sexy Russian accent.
Oh, no worries. I just...
Yeah. Vacuum, like the vacuum, like a vacuum cleaner. Okay, got it? The vacuum law of prosperity. Please, if like something that I say that you don't understand, ask. I appreciate that, Brandy, for you for asking. Okay, so let me give you another example. So a lot of you are from our Yoga One community, right? So when Raja and I opened Yoga One back in 2008, Raja is a lawyer, I'm a CPA, an accountant, and honestly, I worked hard to become a CPA. To get my CPA license, I got 2 degrees, college degrees. I studied for that stupid exam. I worked really hard to get a job at one of the world's top accounting firms and Continental Airlines. Like I worked a lot to become a CPA. So when we opened Yoga One, I became a yoga teacher. I became a business owner. But on the side, I still kept up with my CPA license. And, back in the day, right after the Enron and Arthur Andersen, there were, and still there are lots of requirements, continuing education hours to keep up with your license. So I remember I was working in the beginning, when you start any business, you work like 150 hours a week. Like I didn't sleep. I weighed like 90 pounds because I was working so much. And the business was fine. Like we were in the black the first month we opened, but it wasn't growing as fast as I wanted. So I'd come home and complain to Raja how hard I'm working and how exhausted I am. And plus I have to do all these stupid CPA stuff, continuing education hours. And then Raja told me, you know what, Albina, do you know why our new business is not growing as fast as you want it to grow? And I was like, why? And he was like, it's because you're holding on to your CPA license. And I was livid. I was so mad. I did not like that he said that, I was like, well, you still have your law license. Why do I have to give up all this stuff that I worked for all my life, all this schoolwork, all this hard work? Why do I have to give it up? So my first reaction was resistance, but then I kind of sat on it for a couple of days and I was like, he's right. I'm not fully committed to my business because I'm holding on to my CPA license as a backup plan. In case this business fails, I can always go back to being an accountant and work at an accounting firm. So that license was taking up space. And that space could have been taken up by my new business. Do you know what I mean? Energetically, my focus, my energy was a part of it was always going to that backup plan. Are you with me, to that CPA license? So then I let go of my license. I put it on an inactive status. And let me tell you, from that moment on, this is when Yoga One really started growing like crazy. This is when our revenues like tripled, quadrupled, grew 10 times. This is when we started expanding 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 yoga studios, a juice bar, a retreat center. And I truly believe that in a way it explains, the vacuum law of prosperity. My business wasn't growing because a lot of my energy, a lot of my bandwidth was taking up with my backup plan, my CPA license. Are you with me? Give me some feedback. Are we on the same page? Okay. So I believe that the vacuum law of prosperity goes hand in hand with the power of your decision. So, until I decided to let go of my CPA license, my business was not growing. And my CPA license was taking up bandwidth, energetically speaking, my attention, my focus. A part of it was still being pulled away from my new beginning. Are you with me? Okay. So what am I saying? Create space for whatever it is that you want to create in your life. If abundance of love is what you're seeking, or the material abundance, abundance of money, abundance of career growth, maybe your business is not doing so well, you need to create space. You need to do spring cleaning, my friends. And it can be something as silly as you don't have to leave your husband or break up with your boyfriend. I'm not saying like about big things like that. Start with like your homework for tonight. Once we get off this call, can be go and organize your pantry in the kitchen. It'll only take you 30 minutes. Or go organize your closet. I mean, that may take you a couple of hours depending on what you've got in your closet. But like, throw away the expired stuff, the stuff that you're no longer wearing. Right? Or pick up your phone and delete all those million selfies that you took. Leave like 1 or 2. You don't need 25 selfies, right? Are you with me? So delete some pictures that you're not using. Kira is like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like, if you have a boyfriend from like 15 years ago and you haven't spoken to him, maybe it's time for you to delete that person off of your contact list. So do spring cleaning, create space. Remember, your homework from yesterday was focus on what you want to create in your life, right? Today, I attract what I want to experience in my life. So in order to to experience whatever it is that you desire in your life, you need to first create space for it. And it can start with your pantry. It can start with your closet. It can start with your phone. Pick up your wallet and throw away those dang receipts from like 6 months ago, right? Organize your wallet. Are you with me? So it seems like really small things, but all of those small things add up. If you want to have money, go ahead and organize your wallet. Throw away those old receipts or do whatever you do with them. And all those little things will add up because you're creating space for something new. I'm right here at my Blue Sky Retreat Center, and every time I walk out here, we have a little library. And we've been here for 2 months, right? We arrived here on March 13th, I think. And every day I'd go through this library and I see the dust and I see like the books are all messy. And I'm like, oh yeah, I need to clean that. And then finally 2 days ago, I'm like, that's it. I am teaching 5-day abundance challenge. I need to walk my talk. So I went in and only took like 30 minutes to wipe the dust, to organize the books and everything, throw away old magazines. But now, I'm just kind of giving you an illustration, but now every time I pass by that library, when I leave this room, I'm like, look at all those neatly stacked books. How clean, no more dust. And it seems like it's such a small thing, but I pass by that library, I don't know, every time I leave this room. So those little things do add up. Are you with me? Give me a hands up. Hands up. Yes, yes, yes. So the vacuum law of prosperity started with the small things and then think of bigger things. Your number one obstacle between you and the life that you desire, the abundance of your desire, is your own limiting beliefs. You can, if you want to go deeper, examine those. And the journaling will really help you with that. So limiting beliefs can be anything like, I'll tell you my limiting beliefs, just the ones that I discovered recently. So we started, how I said, the abundance of creativity, new ideas came. So this idea came to offer yoga teacher training online. And even though I've been leading teacher trainings for over 12 years, I've graduated thousands of trainees. This is something that I love doing. My limiting beliefs kicked in. Oh, but who's going to sign up? Oh, but it's online. Oh, nobody likes me anymore. People actually hate me. Oh, but I sold my yoga studios and, like nobody's going to even respond. Like my limiting beliefs kicked in right away. So, and we do that all the time. Are you with me? Starting a new business. Oh, but I'm not smart enough. Oh, but I don't have enough money. Oh, but I don't know anything about the hotel business. Blah, 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 blah. So what I'm saying is on a bigger scale, the vacuum law of prosperity, it's time for you to rip out some of your limiting beliefs and like let them go. With me? Anybody who wants to get rid of some old beliefs that no longer serve you? Oh, I'll tell you some other ones. My mom's favorite. My mom is 61, and she picked up the stupid things like, oh, I'm too old for that. Oh, but I'm aging. I'm too old for that. I'm an old lady. I'm like, no, you're not. But you know, like a limiting belief like that can creep up. So when you believe that you're aging, or you're getting older, and you're not as beautiful, as sexy, as whatever, brilliant as you used to be, then you experience the world differently, right? So the opportunities can pop up into your head, but you immediately just brush them off, which is not correct. Are you with me? It's like the limiting beliefs are that sneaky like that. I'm just going to add a little, I'm kind of giving you a 10,000 foot overview of these principles. In our teacher trainings, in our various programs that we do, we explore that deeper, because it's more, our limiting beliefs, most of us are completely unaware of them, right? And they kind of live in the background. It takes some work. Sometimes you need help to actually see those limiting beliefs, and you need somebody to be like, like slap you a little bit in the face lovingly and be like, oh no, says who? Like, since when? Like, why? Somebody just needs to sometimes ask you, why? Who said that? Why do you believe that? But anyway, but you get what I'm talking about, right? Let me also mention a real quick the principle that one of my teachers taught me, which is 99% equals 0. 99% equals 0. And I mention it now when I talk about the vacuum law of prosperity, because the power of decision always goes with the vacuum law of prosperity. Let me give you an example. So let's go back to my CPA license and starting my new business. I was not 100% committed to my business. Maybe like 0.02% was taken up by that CPA license, because somewhere in the back of my mind, I was like, oh, well, if this yoga thing fails, then I can always go back and be a CPA. And I can always go back and do my true profession. Are you with me? So that 0.2% was always pulling me away from what I really wanted. And you can see that in relationships too. Raj and I, my husband and I, didn't truly start, like, our relationship didn't start truly thriving and getting better and better with every day and every year until we're fully committed to each other. The moment we're fully committed to each other, that's when we experience all the joy, all the connection, all the love, all the passion. So remember this, 99% will always equal 0. 99% is not good enough. It needs to be 100%. Are you with me? You can apply it to all the areas of your life. So I remember when we had 7 yoga studios, we'd have some really great employees on our team. But we knew, if you're working with somebody, who is not committed 100%, right? Are you with me? Who is not 100% committed. But I'd be like, oh, but this person, they do such a good job. I know this person is not committed 100%, but they do a great job and they're delivering the results. And Raja he's been a stickler that Albina 99% equals 0. Imagine if you have a team of people who are 100% committed to what you're up to. Imagine what's possible. I just got goosebumps all over my body. This visceral reaction happens when I speak the truth. Can somebody please say amen? 99% equals 0 is a biggie, guys. And sometimes it takes a while to get through. 99% equals 0. Always commit 100%. Always commit 100%. When you commit 100%, whatever it is, ripping out limiting beliefs, clearing out your iPhones, in your dating world, whatever that is, that's when you experience whatever it is that you desire. When you jump with both feet in. Let's take a deep breath. You see, like sometimes I get totally sidetracked. I need to stay focused on what I wanted to talk about. Let's take another deep breath in. So the next universal law that we're going to talk about is the law of circulation. The law of circulation. Like I said, you are probably on the intuitive level, you're already breathing and living it, but I'm going to just put it into the light right now. The moment you give, you automatically turn on the massive wheel of receiving. The moment you give, automatically you turn on the law of circulation. It can be giving in any form. You know, in church we talk about tithing, 10%, giving 10%, right? You can be tithing or giving of your love and attention. It can be as simple as, oh, you look so beautiful today. Oh, I really appreciate that you make, like when I talk to you, I feel like you're really listening. You know, it's giving a true heartfelt compliment. It can be giving of your time. Like right now, you and I are sitting together. You're giving your time. I'm giving my time. We're giving to each other time, attention, right? We're turning on the law of circulation right now into action. I'm sharing with you my passion, the knowledge that really helped me experience abundance into my life. And if you can't tell, like I get really worked up because I love the shit. Like this is what makes me all like, woo, feel some type of way. Like this is what gives me joy. Yesterday I got off the phone and like it took me out of the call. It took me a while to calm down just because like I was experiencing like this is my flow. This is what juices me up, right? Okay. Now I need to say that you give into the field. You give into the field. You don't give to a person. You don't give to the organization. You give into the field. So let me explain this. Sometimes we'd be like, oh, I did so much for this person. He didn't even say thank you. No. You're not doing it for the thank you from this person. You're giving wholeheartedly into the field, isn't the universe, the quantum field. Even if that sorry person didn't even, say thank you, it's okay. The fact that you give is already turning on the wheel of receiving. Are you with me? So don't get worked up if like, sometimes you're collaborating with something and you do all these things and there is no reciprocity. It's okay. It's okay. You give still from your heart because you're giving into the field. Are you with me? Does this concept make sense, giving into the field? If you're with me, give me jazz hands. So always give from your heart, give with good intentions, and just know that at some point in time, it's all gonna come back. Can I just tell you another story? This is something happened just the other day. Okay, so years ago, I'm right now, you're experiencing the Albina, pardon my French, who chilled the fuck out. This is the chilled out Albina. Now, let's say Albina 10 years ago was really, uptight. Everything, like I'm a big stickler on time. And if somebody is late or forgetful, it's like, to me, it's like unprofessional, totally unprofessional. So anyway, this guy reached out to me. I didn't reach out to him. This guy totally reached out to me. He was a photographer, like a really good photographer. And he was like, Albina, I want to photograph you. I have a vision of this like early morning sunrise pictures with your silhouette and the sun rising in the background. And like, we're going to do all these advanced yoga poses. Let's meet, 4:00 in the morning on the bayou in Houston. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. So, like to do advanced poses, I have to warm up for 2 hours. I can't just roll out of bed and do some really advanced pose. So I got my butt up at like 2:00 in the morning and did the practice and did my hair and my makeup. I show up at freaking 4:00 in the morning. The guy forgot. He forgot about that. I was pissed. I was pissed. First of all, unprofessional. Second of all, he approached me. Third of all, I've been practicing for 2 hours to warm up. Like, I put effort. I was mad. And I'm a Scorpio. And back then I was unevolved Scorpio. It took me a long time to get over it. And like anytime anybody would mention his name, I'd like twitch. I would twitch. I'm like, oh, that unprofessional guy. Totally unprofessional. You know, finally I let it go. I forgave him. Now, I never told him this. You know, I probably should have, looking back, but look, it's been 10 years. I'm still talking about it. I kid you not, 10 years passed, maybe 7. This teacher training, Brandy, you're Andrea, in this teacher training, there is a person who was referred by that photographer. So it took 10 years, but somehow it came back to me. You know what I mean? That forgiveness and letting go. I'm like, oh, finally. I was telling my husband, Raj, I was like, this person finally redeemed themselves. What I'm saying is, like, when you give into the field, it may take a while. You don't know when it's going to come up back to you, but trust that it will always come back to you. Okay? Jazz hands. If you're with me still, give me jazz hands. Okay. Okay, so the last thing that I'm going to talk about today is forgiveness. Forgiveness and letting go. This one is a biggie, you guys. And I truly believe that it goes hand in hand with the vacuum law of prosperity and the law of circulation, right? So whenever we hold on to a grudge, unforgiveness, anger, resentment, it takes up a tremendous amount of energy, you guys. Carrying a grudge with you, ooh, I just got goosebumps again. Carrying a grudge takes up so much of your bandwidth. Most of us are completely unaware exactly how much bandwidth resentment is taking up. This is why, like, if you read anybody from like Dr. Andrew Weil, Spontaneous Healing, anything from Carolyn Myss or whatever, MYSS, how you pronounce her name, they talk about like all these chronic illnesses, terminal diseases coming from emotional stuff like resentment, unforgiveness, anger. This shit is heavy shit, you guys. Moreover, that energy is taking up so much space, and that space could have been taken up by true love, soulmate coming into your life, new business opportunities, creativity, a best-selling book that you can write, just experiencing joy, pleasure, love in your life. So you forgive first and foremost for you, not the other person. You forgive for you, knowing that holding on to resentment and grudge is taking up too much space that could be taken up by joy, love, creativity, whatever, money, new businesses, new books, new movies that you can make, whatever gives you joy in life. You can direct that energy towards your desires, towards your dream life. Okay? Another thing that I like, I heard somebody say once that forgiveness is not something that you do. Forgiveness is a gift you get to receive. And receiving of that gift first starts with you, because you make a decision to forgive and let go. And the moment you make the decision to forgive and let go, you receive the gift of forgiveness. Let's breathe that in. Yeah, forgiveness is a gift you get to receive. To me, it's like a divine gift. It's a gift from God. Okay. So, and also so you got that, the connection of forgiveness and the vacuum law of prosperity, right? Taking up the space. Now, the law of circulation. I truly believe that this trainee came into our teacher training because a long time ago, I forgave that photographer and I let go. It activated the law of circulation. When you forgive and you let go, you, in a way, like you're releasing, you're giving it up to the hands of the divine, the universe, and in return you get to receive something better than that: love, joy, abundance. whatever you want, creativity, resourcefulness, good breaks, synchronicity, blessings. This is why all these laws work together. All of these laws work together. So there are lots of different practices on forgiveness. Tonight, I'm going to send you another meditation, forgiveness meditation. It's really beautiful. So you're going to do that as a homework. You can do it tonight before you go to sleep or early in the morning when you wake up in the morning. But today I want to share with you another one of my favorite practices called Ho'oponopono. If you know Ho'oponopono, let me see your hands. Oh, come on, you guys. You turned off your cameras. That's not fun. I love seeing your beautiful faces. Yeah, so Ho'oponopono is an ancient Hawaiian practice. Right? It comes from Hawaii, and I'm not going to go deep into this explanation of where it came from, how it works. It's a prayer that is incredibly powerful. I am a certified Ho'oponopono coach, by the way, along with a million other certifications that I have. So I can go super deep in Ho'oponopono. You can use Ho'oponopono for manifest magic, but today we're just going to talk about Ho'oponopono in the context of forgiveness. The prayer is very simple. It consists of 4 phrases. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I'm going to just, so that I'm not just telling you, oh, say Ho'oponopono and everything will be fine. Let me give you a little bit of information about Ho'oponopono so you understand how it works. And you know what? You don't even have to understand it fully for it to work. You don't even have to feel the love. And you don't even have to feel repentance for it to work. The words themselves are extremely powerful. Just like mantras are extremely powerful, just like prayers are extremely powerful, Ho'oponopono is extremely powerful. But let me just set you up a little bit. The moment you say, I love you, the words I love you connect you to the source of love. Love is another word for the divine. Love is another word for God. So the moment you say, I love you, you're instantaneously connected to the divinity. If you don't jive with the word God, you can say the universe, the superconscious mind, the quantum field, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same thing, by the way. So I like to call it the divine. The moment you say, I love you, you're instantaneously connected to the divine. It's like the divine is like, huh? What you saying? I love you. Then you say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry is repentance. And a lot of people have a lot of beef with this I'm sorry part. So I'm sorry, the repentance part is like, I guess I'm going to have to go a little bit deeper into Ho'oponopono. Yeah, I do. You guys are ready for it. You wouldn't be here if you weren't ready for it. So anything that you experience in your life, you need to take 100% responsibility for it. I'm not saying it's your fault, but you need to take 100% responsibility of how you are experiencing whatever that is happening. You know, pain is inevitable. Suffering is optional. Bad things happen to all of us. Every single one of us experienced some bad, painful stuff in our lives. Now, how we experience it is a choice. You know, some of us carry stuff that happened 25 years ago, 30 years ago, and not one single cell in your body is there. Physically speaking, that person that was 10 years ago doesn't even exist, because in those 10 years, every single cell in your body renewed. All those old cells died off, and the only thing that you carry is a memory and the meaning you made out of it. That's the suffering part. Ooh, I just got goosebumps all over again. I'm speaking truth, people. You know, so when you take 100% responsibility, it can be like, on the karmic level, it can be like, God, I don't know why this is happening to me right now. Maybe it's something happened that I did in my prior life. I don't know. Energetically, maybe something happened. I don't know. I don't have to understand. The moment you say, I am sorry, you're forgiven. Ask and you shall what? Receive. I am sorry clears it all. Are you with me? I'm sorry activates, like it's repentance. It activates the divine's, like, I'm clearing it. Please forgive me is like, to me, it's like I received the gift of forgiveness. So it's one thing to ask. A lot of people ask, forgive, please forgive, like, I'm sorry, please forgive me, but they don't receive the gift of forgiveness. They torture themselves for decades and years and years. God has forgiven them a long time ago, but they're still torturing themselves for something that they have done decades ago. Are you with me? So I love you activates your connection to the divine. I am sorry turns on. It's like you making a choice. I don't fully understand what's happening, but I take 100% responsibility for my experience. I don't need to fully understand it. I am sorry. I'm sorry that this is a part of my experience. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. You receive the gift of forgiveness. Thank you. Gratitude. Thank you. This is it. Ho'oponopono. We're going to do the Ho'oponopono meditation right now. The shorter version of Ho'oponopono prayer is, I love you, thank you. Like I said, some people have a lot of problems glitching around. I'm sorry, please forgive me. So if it's like makes you feel some type of way, just say I love you and thank you. And that is also very, very powerful. Okay, so let's do the meditation. Sit up tall. Take a deep inhale. And exhale all the breath out. Take a deep inhale down into the lowest part of your belly. Relax your belly. Exhale, let go of the residual tension in your belly, in your neck, in your throat. Take one more big breath in, and this time enjoy your breath. Celebrate it. Feel gratitude for your breath. Open your mouth and exhale. My deep breath connects you with your intuition, inner guidance, inner wisdom. Right now, think of a person or a situation that is causing you like glitching, contraction, resentment, unforgiveness, whatever you want to call it, tightness, makes you like all feel some type of way. So the first person or event that popped up into your mind, go with it. That's divine guidance. Okay? Take a deep breath, thinking of that person or that situation. And then right now, rate the level of discomfort or contraction within you, whatever you want to call it, resentment, on a scale from 0 to 10. 0 meaning no contraction, no resentment, and 10 meaning a lot of feeling some type of way. You don't even have to name it. It just makes you feel, eh. Got that number? Got the person? Okay. And now just put one hand or both hands onto your heart. Take a deep breath into your heart. Exhale, relax your shoulders, relax your chest. So imagine that when you inhale, with your breath, your heart is expanding. It's getting bigger. Like there is a light in your heart, right? And every time you inhale, that light gets bigger. It expands. It feels good. It's luminescent. Luminous. And then every time you exhale, it contracts a little bit. So the light in your heart, inhale, feel the light expand. Exhale, feel that light contract a little bit. Inhale, the light expands, gets bigger. It feels really pleasurable in your body. And then exhale, feel your heart and your light contract a little bit. So connecting to that rhythm, that dance of your breath and your heartbeat. And now as you breathe into your heart and you stay connected with that light, breathe in, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Think of that person, of that event. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And as you breathe deeply into your heart, as you connect and you play with this light, this feel good light, joyful light, say it with me internally. Breathe in, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Say it internally, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Say it to the person, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Say it to yourself, I love you. I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Say it to the divine, to the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. Big breath in into your heart. Breathe in. I love you. Breathe in. I'm sorry. And exhale, just relax. Relax your body. Breathe in. Please forgive me. Breathe in that gift of forgiveness. When you exhale, let go a little bit. Let go. Breathe in into your heart. Thank you. And now take a big breath in and stretch your arms up towards the sky, full body stretch. Like as you breathe in, like this light is so huge. When you expand your arms out, you can feel the edges of your light. And maybe that light is like filling up your entire house, your entire city, the whole earth, the whole universe. And make it as big as you want. Inhale. And exhale, bring your hands to your heart. And as you breathe into your heart, come back to that event, to that person, and rate your level of feeling some type of way from 0 to 10. And hopefully that number came down. Okay, now open your eyes when you're ready. If your number of feeling some type of way went down, give me a thumbs up. Okay, good, good, awesome, yeah. So Ho'oponopono is incredibly powerful practice, you guys. It can be practiced as a practice of forgiveness and receiving the gift of forgiveness. It can be such a powerful manifesting tool, you guys. You know, I have my mala beads, and just like whenever I have time, I would do a Ho'oponopono prayer for every mala, for every bead on my mala. I say it to God, I say it to myself, I say it to people, I say it to my dreams, I say it to places, houses, swimming pools, you name it. I say it to my employees, like I say it all the time. It's really, really powerful. Okay. I'm going to send you some homework for tonight. I'm going to share with you another forgiveness meditation. With that forgiveness meditation, there is a journaling exercise that goes with it. Please do the journaling exercise. Yeah, let me know. I'm going to pause the recording now. I'd love to hear from you guys your experience. Maybe you had some epiphanies. If you had any questions, this is the time to speak up.